One of the things the internet encouraged of me is to be real, is to be flawed.
Well, Alon's probably the best example of someone who's shown his personality and it works, even though it's mercurial and...
Exactly. He's one of the people that inspires me to, like, you can just be yourself. If it's weird, just be yourself.
Yeah, but you don't have to be the product. You're making a product as well. You don't,
But I believe you do have to be the product.
Interesting.
It's like if people are going to trust the things you create, you have to be real.
Interesting.
Like that's part of that's the Elon Musk thing too. Like they're not going to, if you're going to be a Mark Zuckerberg who never shows up on camera except when he's making some meats on the barbecue. I don't know if you've seen that. He talks about, I love meat, and he talks about all these kinds of different meats, and it's the creepiest thing.
Well, no, I know. I heard something about how he like kills his own goats or something. Wasn't Jack Dorsey telling a story about how he went to Mark Zuckerberg's house to have dinner and they're like, you want to kill your goat with a laser beam or something?
Yeah.
The whole thing just felt like a cartoon villain.
That's where money gets in the way. Money can detach you from society. That's why I hate money. I'll always give away money.
It's interesting that you were saying that like Twitter's negative, and it made me think, or just like what we see online is negative. I do also think that we're in this moment where men are having to have this like rude awakening as well, because I'm not surprised by negativity online. Like women are not as thrown by it, I think, because we're used to catcalling. We're used to we're used to trolls. Like I get excited talking to you about stuff like this. Sorry, I just flipped my computer over, guys. I got excited about this point I'm making. Like the fear of robots and the surprise at how negative the internet can be, to me, is a little bit exclusive to men, if I may generalize for a second, because, it's so funny to me when Rogan's afraid of robots. It's like, robots are going to kill us. It's like, oh my God, this is the first time
That's a new experience.
You've been scared of something, because you've always been the most powerful, scary, dangerous thing, whereas women are always used to something that might eventually overpower us and kill us.
Yeah, but it doesn't make it okay. Like one of the things I disagree with Rogan on is he always says don't read the comments. I mean, another version of that is you saying don't pay attention to the comments, like to the negativity in the comments. To me, yes, that's good advice personally, but like I actually have the ability to change that. Like I said, I either I want to build it or I want to encourage other people, like collaborate with people that want to build a competitor and create communities that are actually positive. Like it's not okay, the toxicity that we see in comments.
I do, but I also think that for me, I believe that any kind of anger or negativity is all coming from pain. So when I see negative comments, I don't go, look at all this fucking toxic negativity. I'm like, oh my God, there's so many people that are in pain. Yeah. I need to work even harder and be even funnier and try to help heal these people. These people are in pain. You don't write a negative comment to somebody because your life is going great and you feel great. It's like a drug.
Well, that's great. I mean, that's the way you should probably see it. But for them individually, they might not even understand that they're being assholes. And that's a responsibility on the platform to make them realize that. Like help them understand, like put a mirror to them and help them understand that when they are being toxic, that they're being toxic, and how to be kinder, and that it's ultimately rewarding to be kind. Like that's at the individual level. The same way that when we're two humans sitting together and we can see the pain that we cause to each other for being like assholes to each other, like mean to each other, the same thing should be possible on the internet.
But I think it's also important to look at that, and maybe this is just me and my sort of maternal comedian, take, but like, I do believe hurt people. As cliche as that platitude is, anyone who is being negative to us was injured in some way psychologically. Something happened to them, right? Like, I get very thrown when I think about how, most pedophiles were molested as kids. Yeah. And it's like, oof, that's like a hard one to process. So it's like when you see people that are in this kind of pain, I go, okay, how can we break the cycle? And maybe we break the cycle because Lex is going to make these robots that kids are going to be able to have that are going to help them learn to self-soothe and manage their anger and manage their pain, or give them the love that their dad or mom can't, fill in the blind spots or fill in the, give them the attention they never got or the eye contact they never got or something so that we can stop the invisible wounds from being created, so then we can stop the pain and hence what turns into anger.
Yeah, but
because you can't just tell someone who's 35 years old stop being negative. It's like, well, I've got
one step at a time.
Invisible wounds from my childhood. That's not how it works.
Yeah, but you have to help them realize when they are being that, and then just one step at a time. You help them improve. Like the system that incentivizes behavior on social networks with the likes and all of that needs to encourage you to be a better version of yourself.
Get rewarded for kindness instead of negativity.
It's not as simple, like the words are not exactly right here because it's not always kindness, but to be a better version of yourself every time. So like the same kind of thing when I do difficult things like jiu-jitsu and all that kind of stuff, it's that humbling process is really effective at like looking within yourself to try to improve. And I think everybody's capable of that. Even people who've been through trauma, to like face their demons, to face the dark. Like it doesn't have to be like extreme. It can be just like, I think what's more common is just basic jealousy. Like you have a dream, you wanted to be a musician, and it's not working out, and so you go on all of these musicians' pages and you shit on their content. Like you say negative stuff to them because really you wanted to be a great musician, and instead you're experiencing all kinds of jealousy. But I think what you have for that kind of person, what you have to realize is it feels really good, and in fact is inspiring if you are instead encouraging of those musicians, or just say kind things, and that allows you to mental positivity opens up the world of possibilities for you. Like you can actually, like achieve your dreams or change your dreams, like pivot to what you can actually achieve.
Then you feel better. Like when I leave, if I could never leave, when I see people leave negative comments, I'm like, I would feel like shit if I did that. Like I would, feel dirty. I'd feel shame, but we're leaving out that a lot of people are addicted to shame. A lot of people are addicted to feeling like shit. A lot of people, that's the, and I think that, and we'll talk about Neuralink in a second, like that to me is the biggest potential for that is we have to address addictive behavior in the way addicts think and shame addiction. We don't understand shame addiction because we don't have it necessarily, but I have experienced it a little bit. Not at this juncture in my life, but a lot of people are addicted to feeling like shit and making their outsides match their insides because they have toxicity inside, they're self-loathing. I saw it with Roseanne. I'm just going to say it. This will probably get me in trouble, but I watched somebody that like everyone loved her and she just had to make them all hate her. So she had some kind of homeostasis or equilibrium or whatever it is that Huberman, I think, talks about this a little bit too, where your outsides need to match your inside. There's some people that go to New York in their internal chaos. They feel calm in New York because outside is chaos and inside is chaos. We're matched now, right? So it's like the same with if you hate yourself, making other people hate you or creating toxicity makes you feel calm. And that has a basis in dopamine receptors and addictive behavior and nature and nurture and all of it. But I just feel like we're not having a big conversation about addiction and mental illness the way we should. We're acting like everybody has the same tools in their toolbox in terms of rewarding kindness. It's like, okay, but some people get off on, they're sadistic. Some people get off on shame. Some people get off on humiliating themselves, So it's like.
But yeah, the whether I'm wrong or not, I don't know. But my basic assumption is, once most people try being kind,
get addicted to that feeling.
Yeah, they get addicted to the results it creates. So like you just need to give it a chance. Like,
but if there's a algorithm or whatever, look at me trying to use science words. If there's
what does an algorithm mean?
Spider program in place. Well, that's my biggest fear. So. Because we're all in an algorithm, is that safe to say?
Yeah.
Are you mad at me?
What are you thinking?
Are we in a fight? Are we in a fight?
It's not your fault.
What do you mean?
It's not your fault.
Because I feel like
not your fault.
I conflate with you. You're sometimes reticent, but sometimes I think you're sad, but I can't tell if I'm projecting.
No, I feel like I've dropped from a 4 out of 10 to a 3 out of 10.
Why?
No, I
feel like this is going great.
Well,
Are you not having fun?
I'm having a lot of fun.
Are you miserable?
I
Are you
love it.
mad at me?
This is-
The worse you think you're doing, the better this is going. So I'm fine with you grading yourself harshly. The question is this, because if we're all in these algorithms now and we're all only getting news that is being catered to us, are we all just going to get stupider? Do you need more coffee?
No,
I just saw you take a sip of an empty cup.
No, there's stuff in there, but I thought I'm gonna have to answer something in a second, so I was like,
No, don't worry. My question.
I won't be
it
able
takes
to
me
enjoy
about 45 seconds to answer to phrase a simple question.
I'll wait. I'll watch
So you have
the
plenty of time to take a drink.
I'll
This
enjoy
should be
this
4
for-
words, and I'm going to find a way to make it 50 words.
I think you already forgot the question.
100%. I'm just sort of treading water over here.
Algorithms.
Like I was with, who was I with? Taylor Tomlin. This weekend we were touring and we were both in Denver, and like we both go to the same news site, and she has like different news than I do. Like mine's all like dog rescue videos and shit, right? And like I'm like, wait, we're getting different news based on, I shouldn't only get the news that I'm interested in. I need to, this is my concern with our lives being so organized by what we want. I remember walking around New York, and I suck at New York. The more I go there, the less I know how to navigate it. And I was using Waze last time I was there, and I got to the hotel and didn't get lost. And I was like, I kind of wish I had gotten lost. Like some of the most magical moments and some of the most interesting things I've done are like I took a wrong turn and I stumbled into this store that I never would have seen otherwise. And
Especially in New York.
I met this person that I never would have met. And like,
And then we dated for 10 years.
and then we dated for 10 years.
Yeah.
And then he murdered me.
Yeah.
So what do we do about that? About like how we're gonna have our lives down to a T and smart, for lack of a better word. But we're gonna have smart homes, we're gonna have smart cars. Is there any argument to stay stupid?
Yeah, 100%. So first of all, let's not take for granted how amazing it is that if you enjoy watching videos of dogs, that these algorithms bring more videos of dogs to you. Like we take for granted how magical that is.
But is there anything to be said for diminishing marginal returns, which is like the reason I like them so much is because I only see 1 a day, not 50 a day.
So there's a balance to strike.
Now I'm sick of dogs. How did that happen? It's like your point of scarcity.
Yeah, right. But so there's a balance to strike, but it's pretty cool that we're able to do that. You know, that we can bring our interest to us. So it's just that the algorithms currently are quite dumb and not optimized for the right kind of thing. I think it's great to see videos of dogs if you're interested in dogs, but also mix stuff up. Like you don't want most of your life to be a complete chaos as generic. You do want to cultivate your interest and like go down rabbit holes in your interest. Like I'm sure Rogan, who's into alien, the text 99% of texts I've been getting from Joe Rogan the past month have been about aliens.
Well, because he's texting you about aliens, so he's probably getting more articles about aliens, and it becomes like a